We're always hearing stuff like every driver on the road thinks they're an awesome driver and everybody else is terrible.
I do kind of feel that is pretty accurate.
But maybe this is a little more realistic.
Okay.
Americans were asked how they would do on a driving test if they had to take one right now.
Oh, God.
Only 40% of people are confident they could ace it. On the flip side, 25% of people said, yeah, I'd probably fail it.
Really?
And I'm going to tell you now.
These are licensed drivers?
That have been driving on the road for a long time.
Every day, yeah.
It isn't just knowing the rules of the road. Many Americans admit they don't even know their own vehicles.
No. That's bad.
I think it does get very bad. The average driver understands about 78% of the dashboard indicators and warning lights, which is scary.
78. That's
Most
okay.
people know their oil light, the check engine one,
Uh-huh.
but less than half could identify a tire pressure light or the brake system warning.
I think it should
I
just
don't
be
know
words.
what that is.
And, I mean, can we make it just text instead of because every car company is slightly different. Like, they may be similar in some ways, but, slightly different pictures. You know what I mean?
Most of them have Googled,
They
what does this light mean?
on a Kia? What does this light mean on
And
a
then
whatever
that's how
they're
they-
driving? Yeah.
Now, I will about the driver's test. As somebody that has allowed my license to expire not once, but twice.
Hey, let me. Hold on. I gotta interject here. One of the times
That was the second time.
we were, when we found out, when we're taking a trip, we're going out to Vegas for this radio thing. He and I. He's
Yeah.
like, hey, and you didn't have time. You didn't have time
I didn't
to
have
go
time
get
to
it
get it
renewed.
done.
Do you think I'm going to be able to get on the airplane? We didn't know the answer to this. Turns out you could.
I could, but I couldn't get into one of the casinos.
But one of the casinos wouldn't let him in because they were like 21 and up, and his license was expired.
And they said, sorry, it's expired. You can't come in. I go,
no
I think
go.
I'm over 21.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, but hey, this guy isn't, this isn't an 18-year-old kid trying to sneak out. They wouldn't let him in.
Yeah, it was crazy.
But we did get on
was
airplanes.
I was very afraid I would either get out there and wouldn't make it back.
That was
I was
the
more
real worry.
once I was out there, I felt somewhat confident I could make it back because I've already flown.
Yeah.
But you never know.
Oh, you never know. You never know.
But again, it's happened to me twice. One time, it was expired by about 2 years,
Holy smokes! You went 2 years.
and I got pulled over.
Yeah, that's the only way you know.
There was like one of my lights were out.
Yeah.
They pulled me over. He comes back. So, do you know your license expired? And I went, huh? What do you mean?
Those do that? I thought it was good forever.
And he goes, yeah, it's been expired for a while. And he hands it to me, and I looked at it and was like, oh.
Oh, my God.
And I guess my reaction was well enough to know that I did not know. And he let me off with a warning. He goes, you need to get that fixed. And I go, I'll get it fixed ASAP, which I did. I had to take a written and a driving. I went in to take the written test,
Uh-huh.
which you have to take first.
Yes.
And I go, hey, I probably told this story before, but I went in and I said, hey, I need to take this test. And she goes, would you like this book?
Uh-huh.
And I go, nah, I got it. And she goes, okay.
Sure you
I've been
do.
driving for all this time. I know
I
everything.
know what I'm doing here.
I sit down and you get like 3 cracks at it.
Yeah, right.
So first crack, second, third, needless to say, I failed every one of them.
Wow.
Because it's asking me like,
How many
is it-
feet behind you follow?
is it 300 feet, 200 feet, or 200? And I go, in my head, I'm thinking, I don't know. I just stopped here.
Yeah, right.
So I turn around, I walk back up. She goes, you want that book now?
Yeah, huh?
So I went and studied for a couple days, and then I went back and I passed
Mm-hmm.
on the first try. It was fairly easy once I kind of knew the questions.
Yeah, you got to be able to know those.
So then I went and did the driving, aced it.
Okay.
That was good. Now, fast forward to the Vegas trip.
Uh-huh.
That's when I found out is when I looked at my license like last minute going, oh, no, my license is expired.
It wasn't 2 years out that time, but it was a while.
But it was long enough I had to do the written and the driving again.
Yep.
I went back in. I knew ahead of time I can't just walk in. I have to at least look over some stuff.
Uh-huh.
I looked over some stuff. I passed that. Now let's do the driving. And she was tough.
Did you not pass the driving
I
test?
did pass the driving with an 80-some%.
Oh, that's all right. That's good enough.
But she was like, yeah, you rolled a little past the white line in this one thing.
Yeah.
And I didn't do so. There was like 3 things I didn't do properly. And I'm like, really? Have you seen the people that drive out here?
Right, yeah.
How did they get their license?
See, I don't want to have to take it again because the written, I think I did just fine, but I have not taken that test since I was 16 years old, and I barely passed the driving portion when I took it then. And the lady told me that.
Yeah.
She was like, look, I knocked you off several points for this. You did pass. And then I stopped listening to her after that because I was celebrating in my head. I don't care what my grade was. I passed. But I know she was pretty tough, too. And, Jesus, I don't know about taking the driving portion again. The way we drive on a daily basis, I am certain is not by the book.
It is not.
Mm-hmm.
It just, trust me, it's not. Especially the last one I took. The lady was very tough.
Yeah.
She had no sense of humor.
Yeah.
And was very tough. But it was like a stop a little past the white line, apparently. I pulled just too far up. And I'm like, how do you know where the white line is? You can't see the white line from inside the car.
No. Plus, I got to roll up there to see sometimes.
Right.
You know, the white line, if it's back far enough in the intersection and there's a house, a tree, a bush, you got to kind of
and I know
creep up there.
The parallel parking, I didn't do a great score on that. 'Cause
Well,
I never do that.
I never parallel park either.
But anyway, that is coming from somebody that has, again, had to take it now 3 times, once to get my license at 16, and then twice because I've let mine expire. Because 5 and 6 years, or however long it is,
I
I don't even know how long it is.
This is a good reminder. Everybody, get your driver's license out right now. That's what this is our PSA this morning. I just checked mine. I am good until 2029.
I have no idea when I am.
Yeah, I know. You can tell. You never know when yours is due up.
You
should look.
I should look. It shouldn't be.
What are they, 6 years?
It's like 6 years. I probably got 3 or 4 more years. By the time it comes around, I don't.
We went on that trip a couple of years ago. Maybe 2. Okay?
Yeah, see, I'm good probably
Probably
for
2
another
years.
4 years.
You
so.
still should probably check.
Yeah, probably. I bet that's awful.
The CDL thing is I'm sure it's really tough. Especially when you drive all the time. It's just like a regular driver test, except a lot more to it. And you're like, I don't know, I do it every day, you know? Now, you guys have to, Ken, do you guys have to retest, like take a driving deal every time to renew it? Or is it just like physicals? And I know there's a physical portion of that with the CDL.
A physical?
Yeah, they want to make sure medically that, like, you're not going to croak out while you're behind the wheel of a semi, I think.
Well, I guess that's probably a good thing.
I think you have to go through a physical process and stuff.
No retesting as long as you don't lose it.
Oh, okay.
That's where I would be screwed.
Yeah, so just don't let it expire. Don't do it.
Antarctica in 1997 is the most realistic, according to NASA,
What?
science fiction movie.
I don't know what that one is. 1990.
It's not for everybody. Second is Contact. That's freaky.
Jodie Foster. I don't think I watched that one before.
It's freaky,
Yeah.
especially if they consider that the second most realistic.
Yeah.
That's concerning to
Yeah.
me. I never watched the 27 classic Metropolis.
Metropolis. I don't know the 1920. I don't know what the oldest movie I've ever watched is, but I'm not even close to 19. Well, Wizard of Oz. Wizard of Oz is the answer for most of us, probably.
Oh, mine's way older than that.
Wizard of Oz pretty stinking old. It's from the 30s, wasn't it?
It's not that old.
I think so.
Is it?
Yeah.
1939.
Yeah.
Biggest movie by year. No, 10 Commandments might be it.
Well, I've seen 10 Commandments. Oh, no, not the one
1923.
Which one is that? The one I think of is the Charlton Heston one. That one's from 56.
Oh, maybe it's not that one. I know I've seen one of these from the 20s or 30s.
I don't think I ever have. I mean, Wizard of Oz. Like, if you've watched some of those old King Kong movies, maybe, or
I haven't. I just feel like there's
Abbott and Costello or something like
that's
that.
like an old.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't think I've ever just seen clips of those. Never watched one.
Gone with the Wind was 39.
Okay.
Wizard of Oz is 39.
Okay.
Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. Hell's Angels. That was 30. Who's in that? See, I think I might have seen that one. That sounds familiar. That was 1930. It was a Howard Hughes high-cost direction production. Cost about $3 million.
I don't know it. Hell's Angels.
It was the costliest film ever made until Gone with the Wind. Boom, boom, boom. Jean Harlow was in it. Stars Born. It's amazing when you go back to the 30s how many of these films have now been redone.
Oh, yeah. At least, bare minimum, the plot has been redone under a different name and things like that, but some of them, just the full-on, the whole movie has been redone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. 3 times, maybe.
Frankenstein, 1931.
I never watched the original Frankenstein that I know of.
I don't know if I watched Shanghai Express back then, but it was 1932. Mutiny on the Bounty. I know I've seen that one.
Yeah.
1935.
Okay.
That might be my oldest. Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, 1937.
Oh, the cartoons. You're right. Some of those cartoons actually.
The Adventures of Robin Hood, 1938.
Okay,
I don't think
so mine would be Disney movies, I guess, then. I didn't think about those.
Well, the Disney films really, that was the 40s.
The Snow
More-
White one even?
No,
Okay. Yeah.
but Bambi,
yeah, a lot of them.
Pinocchio, Fantasia.
Yep.
Those are all 40s.
Cinderella's pretty old too, I think. Maybe not as old as Snow White and those.
Yankee Doodle Dandy, 1942. You can definitely also tell what was going on in the world at the times of some of the movies.
Amazing, huh?
Then the 50s, you got Lady and the Tramp, Cinderella. Cinderella was 1950.
Okay.
Lady and the Tramp, 55. Peter Pan, 53. Ben-Hur, 59.
Okay.
10 Commandments. That's the one that I remember.
Yep, me
I
too.
think that's probably the one most people.
56.
56.
Yep.
Sleeping Beauty.
Those used to be
The bridge on the River Kwai.
Why? Yeah.
That was 57.
And I don't think I've ever watched that.
I've watched that like 2 or 3 times. It's a good movie.
I've seen like some of the James Dean stuff. I've watched Giant. That's out of the 50s.
Yep.
Plenty of westerns probably and things like that out of the 50s.
So that's what
I've seen several out of the 50s, just not. I would have thought Wizard of Oz would have been my old. Maybe Snow White is.
I don't know if I've seen any.
Hey, we stopped reading there. The least realistic ones.
Yes.
I think I
2012.
disagree with one of these.
The Core.
I
That
never
was kind
watched
of a
it.
cool one.
I don't think I remember the Core.
And Armageddon.
Yeah, that's
I think they're trying to do that now.
me too. That's why I said I disagree.
I think
with
that's
that.
why they put it on the lease. They don't want us to know.
Maybe least believable as we'll land on it, because I think we're just trying to shoot stuff at it.
Which is fine.
We're not actually going to land on them.
Oh, we're gonna mine it
That's true, because we've been landing on them, haven't
Because
we? Or trying to.
because they've got all this crap on it
Precious
that's worth
metals.
precious metals. It won't be people; it'll be robots.
Yeah. It won't be Bruce Willis and a ragtag group of drunks.
No, what's that?
I don't know. Nosferatu.
1922.
I've clearly not seen that. I can't say it.
Minute 30 here.
Okay.
Nosferatu. It's a vampire movie. A silent German expressionist vampire film.
Ah,
A Symphony of Horror
nice.
is a 22 silent German expressionist film.
Okay.
That seems, of course, it looks like they redid it.
Sure.
Yeah, official trailer like 3 weeks ago.
That was like the old stuff.
Ooh, that's that old. I've seen
First
picture-
Dracula
Yeah, the
and
first
stuff?
Dracula. I've seen pictures of this.
We had a lot of old horror back then. Frankenstein, Dracula, King Kong.
I've not watched it, but I've seen clips of it. Actually,
Like those original Dracula.
that one she's talking about. I've actually seen clips of it.
I'm going to look it up.
There's pictures of.
Oh, yes. Yeah, that guy, that's pretty famous. I've not watched the movie, but
But yeah, apparently they've just redid it in a new movie.
or
So-
it's AI.
Why do you got to try to ruin everything? A science fiction movie can do just about anything
Yeah.
and claim anything is possible.
Okay.
And most of us would never know any different.
Well, yeah, sure. Science fiction, I think it's kind of left up to anything's possible.
It's hard probably to get things past, the folks at NASA.
Well, yeah, they kind of know what is and isn't possible, I suppose.
Some years back, they actually named 3 of the most realistic science fiction movies and the least realistic movies.
Okay.
The most realistic they chose is Gattaca from 1997, Ethan Hawke, Uma Thurman, Jude Law. It's about parents having their kids genetically engineered to produce the best traits. It's a freaky movie.
That
It's
sounds
not,
freaky.
It's not for everybody because it's kind of drawn out a little bit.
Oh, is it long? Over 2 hours?
No, I don't know if it is, but it just has that feel. But it is because even the way it's shot,
Mm-hmm.
everything's kind of grayish.
Mm.
It's a good movie in the cinematic world,
Okay.
and apparently with NASA. NASA says it aligns with actual research in genetics, which focuses on studying hereditary diseases in family and then hopefully wiping them out.
Oh, okay. It always begins there, and then
It always
starts
starts
making
good.
monsters.
Yes, it always starts off with a good idea.
It's usually yes.
Second on their list is Contact. Also, that scares me a little bit.
Yeah.
It's from 1997. It stars Jodie Foster, a scientist who finds evidence on alien life.
Uh-huh.
And they put that as the most realistic at number 2.
Well, I mean, seems legit, doesn't
Freaky.
it? Yeah.
Third, I've never seen, 1927 classic Metropolis.
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 I think.
I tried to make it too hard.
Yeah, I think you did.
Which is about a classic conflict of dystopian future.
Okay, so
I have never seen it,
I don't know anything about it.
so I don't know. The least realistic science fiction movies, they listed the disaster flick 2012, which is
Like the John Cusack thing?
released in 2009. I think so.
I liked that one. Of course, it's not believable. But that was when the Mayan calendar thing was all the rage. And we did a lot of, like, weather-related.
Yes. Now, there was
Disaster
one.
movies.
There was one where everything just freezes like we have an ice age again.
That was a whole different one.
That's a whole different one, and they did not list that one because I think they think that can happen.
They think that could happen.
But the 2012 where everything just
This
kinda
one was
falls apart.
Oh, it's ridiculous. I know it is, but I still it's all right.
It's
movie.
over the top.
It's over the top.
The following was 2003's The Core, where scientists drill to the center of the Earth in order to restart its rotation.
I never watched
Also,
that.
the world is freaking out because the Earth is stopping, so they have to restart it with something.
Okay.
It's actually a semi-entertaining movie for what it is.
Yeah, just not
Realistic?
believable, evidently.
No.
Yeah, or realistic. I don't care. That doesn't bother me. I don't care if it's realistic.
Same. Third on the list is 1998's Armageddon. You know, the one with Bruce Willis and Ben Affleck drilling into an asteroid to save the Earth? I call BS.
Yeah, we've been trying to blow up the asteroid. They're shooting stuff at them already and trying to land on them.
And they've already talked about how all these special elements and stuff are now on these asteroids. They're going to start trying to drill and bring that back to Earth.
I agree.
It's going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Or like get a big giant magnet and yeah, in some way safely do that. I think so too. Is it that believable that we just went and got a team of oil workers?
That might be a little bit of a stretch.
Maybe so. But who's better at drilling than those guys? That was the premise anyway.
Maybe it's not going to be people. It's going to be robots.
Yeah, I guess that's the difference. It's not going to be Bruce Willis anymore. It'll be robots.
They go up and drill they'll mine the thing as it's passing by, and then they'll jump off and then fly back.
Yeah, but that's not to save Earth. That's for greed.
Yes. Maybe that's where at least it's to save Earth.
They don't care about that. They just care about the money.
If it would have been about, hey, we're going to go drill for money, then maybe realistic.
Probably so, yeah.
Here's Rich Glitter.
This is not headline news. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony went down over the weekend. Meanwhile, the guys in Foghat helped their guitar tech paint his shed. Smile 2 won the weekend box office. proving a movie about someone with a creepy smile can be a hit just as long as it doesn't feature Joaquin Phoenix singing. Someone broke into a Cincinnati shoe store and stole 100 right shoes. Police are questioning everyone in the town with the nickname Lefty. Unidentified white blobs have been washing ashore on the beaches of Newfoundland. I know what they are. I believe they're called tourists. This is not headline news.
Yep. Just so you know, Anna, they have done it again. You were just saying, you said at Christmas?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nothing says Christmas like
Vampires.
I
love
in
these
German.
Sort of things. Yeah, why not? Gothic tale of an obsession between a haunted young woman and a terrifying vampire infatuated with her, causing untold horror in its wake. Ah. Yep, Christmas Day is what it says on a release. I've never done the Christmas Day movie thing. I know it's a huge day for movies, so I never went and watched on Christmas Day.
I have maybe once or twice.
My parents have done it the last couple of years since they don't have any kids at home anymore and that sort of thing, and so they've went and done it a few years.
I did it, I would say I was probably like 17, 18.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
all right, after Christmas morning.
I've had enough.
Yeah.
Of kids and family and stuff.
Time,
and it's time for me to leave.
And honestly, again, after Christmas.
Because we did not have football back in the day.
Yeah,
we have football now. I think that's what we should do.
And now
for
we
our
have
picks.
to. Now we have to make Christmas dinner for my wife and I. So it's like a whole
Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Pella punishment pick.
Okay.
I'll take the Steelers and you take the Chiefs. I think I'm disadvantaged in this, but
We can just make it a straight up kind of bet.
that's just our
Yeah, that's fine. We got a while.
one loses.
Yeah.
Don't know if I want to do this or not. We'll kind of see how it all plays out. But so far,
Yeah.
do it for entertainment.
Yeah, why not?
.48% of people say they are people pleasers.
Maybe. That seems kind of high. I think we're a little more selfish than that now. Some people are that, though.
Hope everybody have a wonderful day. Thanks for joining. Sorry it was a little late today. It was a Monday. Watching the Steelers late. I forgot to click button. So thanks for jumping on, though, and watching, sharing it out, and all that good stuff. Have a wonderful day. Back here tomorrow.